This is where the Titanic was built, on this spot here in the Belfast shipyards. And over here is the Harland and Wolff headquarters and drawing offices, where luxury liners were designed. It was quite literally the hub of ship design in the world at the time. These 1800s buildings have now got a new life as a boutique hotel. Maria.
Hi, Mike.
What a fabulous project to work on.
Yeah, it was an amazing project. It's like been handed a Van Gogh or a Monet painting and been asked to frame it.
Wow, yeah, I mean, this has the feeling of a late Victorian era cathedral.
It does, and I suppose as a room, it's just immense. It's a beautiful shape. This is where the architects and engineers would have drawn all the ship's plans and details.
So this is the room where Titanic was designed.
Exactly, Titanic, Olympic, and lots of other ocean liners, all looking out this window towards the dock. These are Villeroy and Bock tiles. They're over 100 years old. So they were in storage here in the building when we started the refurbishment. So we thought of cladding them in this feature island bar counter where people can actually touch them.
I feel like there's more to the story with these tiles.
There is. So this was surplus material for the ocean liners. So these particular tiles featured in the swimming pools for the Titanic and the Olympic ocean liners.
No way.
Yeah, it's a real piece of history that people can actually enjoy. So Mike, this is actually the original entrance of the headquarter building, and it brings you into this really nice space. Our approach to this area was a much more sensitive approach when it came to the interiors. The original floor was too badly damaged, but like the tiles on the front of the bar counter, this was surplus material as well. So a lot of the floor tiles here would have been used in the smoking areas in the Titanic and the Olympic. And in fact, there's photographs here in the telephone exchange showing the disrepair of the buildings.
It was derelict.
It was derelict, yeah.
Now, backing up, the telephone exchange, this is where they would have got first word of the Titanic being in trouble.
That's right. So this is where they would have heard the first news of the tragic event.
The grand staircase.
Yeah, so this was probably one of the only things internally that was intact from the original building. So this would have been here from the late 1800s.
And what are those knobs, Maria, I can see placed around?
A lot of young messenger boys would have been going up and down these rooms and in and out, delivering messages to the senior staff. So this was a way of stopping them taking the shortcut to slide down the handrail.
Oh, it was to protect them from themselves.
Exactly. So Mike, I really want to show you this room.
Oh, wow.
So this is the presentation room. This was probably one of the more important rooms in the headquarter building. This is where the directors and the senior staff would have showcased what they could do for the clients.
Ah, this is the deal room where the deal was done.
This is where the deal was done.
Now, those windows are a gift.
Yeah, so when we got involved in the project originally, these windows were blocked up in order to get some offices into this space.
Oh, what is it with you architects in the 60s?
I cannot speak for them. So the directors and the clients would have come to these windows and looked down at all the naval architects and engineers, oblivious that they were being watched.
Yeah, this is architecture really working for the job at hand. There's our team, they can work on your ship. So Mike, there's a real Victorian industrial theme to the bedrooms, and a lot of elements were custom made specifically for this hotel. So the wall lights were actually made locally by lighting manufacturers, and a lot of the furniture in these rooms have custom touches as well. I like the aged mirror look. Yeah, it really helps to add to that whole Victorian aesthetic, and even the faux rivets that are throughout the spaces. For interior designers, that's really about giving people a sense of place. Adrian, you've placed little stories in every part of the hotel.
There is. We're standing here in the Wolff Grill and you will see the ropes in the chandeliers. Gustav Wolff was not only the co-founder of the Harland and Wolff shipyards, he also founded the Belfast Rope Company, something very important in a shipyard.
Oh yes.
And this box here, holding court in the restaurant.
Yes, our most popular seat in the restaurant. The lovely term in Belfast is known as a bollocking whenever you're taken in to be reprimanded. So this was the reprimand box on the floor, colloquially known as the bollocking box.
You didn't want an invite.
No, certainly not.
And tell me about these steel doors.
So these are the original doors from the safes here. And there was actually a number of safes that stored all of the drawings. They were the original doors that we were able to salvage. Now, they weren't in this particular location, but we have moved them in here because they're a beautiful detail.
Although it's the namesake, it's not all about Titanic.
In the conversations from the very beginning, it was always a celebration of Harland and Wolff as a company.
We're extremely proud to be able to showcase a lot of Titanic, but it is more than just that one ship. So a lot of the design elements goes back to the luxury liners of White Star, but we've reinvented it as a luxury hotel.
This design is a lesson in sensitive and appropriate restoration and repurposing. Edward Harland, one of the founders of the shipyard, once said, "The needs of passenger comfort is of utmost importance." And the same can be said today of the guests of the Titanic Hotel.